Hey, Woozot, it is Dani. Welcome back. We are here again with my witchy journals. Call them what you will. I'm going to say witchy journal. Book of Shadows, some grimoire stuff. It's got all the things in it. We're not going to split hairs. It's an art journal. It's a junk journal. It's a witchy journal. That's what they are. So about a year ago, I did a video kind of updating and showing you guys this bad mama jamma. I'll try to link that below or up in the corner over here or over there. So if you want to see the flip through of this bad boy, but I'm kind of going through kind of my evolution of this, and then I have my newest one that I have just started because I finished this one. So this one took me about 2 years to complete. This one, she's so big. Took me a year. Took me a year from this last video to this. Has been about a year, give or take, maybe a little bit more than a year. But she is now complete, and so I made a new one that looks a little bit different, and it's kind of evolved. And so I just kind of wanted to show you guys how my journals are evolving and what I'm putting in there and things like that. So this one, like I said, I'll link down below so you can kind of see this one. But I want to show you. I called her Clotilde. I want to show her to you now. This one had a lot more. It kind of stayed pretty witchy for the most part. Kept a lot of like spell work and things like that. This one has a lot of that in there, but also kind of transformed a little bit to more of what I used to do when I was younger. I slowly started to let loose in there, but I think my next one is going to be a lot different. I'm really evolving with these, and I'm allowing things to kind of come out and not being so rigid anymore. I never was super rigid to begin with, but starting from the one of the first ones that I showed you guys versus this third one, there's been a lot of growth in there. Now she contains a bit of grief, a bit of rage. I talked about how I did go through a tower year in 2024. It was pretty intense. So there's some stuff in here that I do have marked out where like we're just gonna go by those. So you will see some like green pieces of paper that are just kind of covering some stuff, and I'm gonna kind of flip through with some of the deep stuff, the rage, the grief that I wrote in there. But it was a perfect place for it. I think that when I was younger, I did that a lot. I used my journals. They were actual like journals that I wrote in every day. It held my happiness and my rage and my anger and my sadness, and it held everything, and I kept that out of my other ones, but I really started to evolve with this one and really just kind of stop thinking about what should and shouldn't be in this journal. And because these have now become just like a part of me and like what I'm doing, no matter if it's in personal life or spiritual life or witchcraft or culture or whatever it is that I'm doing, I want it all in here. I want to take my notes. I want to write my poetry. I want to scream. I want to, put music lyrics and quotes and everything else. And I'm just kind of pouring that in there. And I feel like there's an evolution that's kind of coming into there. So I just wanted to share that again with you guys. You seem to like to share that with me, and I love sharing it. So some of this stuff looks like chicken scratch, and that's okay. I don't do these to be perfect. I don't want them to look perfect. I want them to look like whatever I'm feeling that day or whatever little fun things that I want to shove in there. So let's take a look at this little witchy journal. I have her all tied up now. I did not have her tied up until the very end because I utilized her quite often. Like I said, I really chunked a lot of stuff in here in a year. And it was really beneficial. I have a lot of stuff kind of poking out, all these ribbons. I have some of my, this is the Cheshire Cat. I don't know if I can see that. Do you see it? One of my friends got this for me years ago. And it's like a little kind of a bookmark or almost like a paperclip-ish, but it's got the little Cheshire Cat on it. It's super cute. Anyway, so I have a lot of things like that kind of thrown in there. So let's take a look at this one, and then I'll show you the new one that I made because it's like totally different. I did something new and I'm really excited about it and curious to see how it's going to turn out because of how incredibly large these things can be. So let's take a look at this. I should have enough room. Hopefully the lighting's okay. So I have a lot of, you'll see a lot of like stickers through this. My initial page when did I begin this? January of 24. So yeah, this took me a little over a year because I finished in March. I talk about all kinds of stuff, have quotes and spell work and cards all tucked away in here. Satchels, quotes, magical waters. This was so much fun to do, y'all. Can y'all see if I come up close? So I literally cut all this out to where each one is like a little jar. And I have all the different waters, the magical waters. Little tags. Here I talk about the tower and a little bit about that. This is a siren card from, it's got a little whale charm at the bottom. This is from the Archeo. I have the little book right here from the Archeo. So I use a lot of these. I shoved those in. I think I shoved a few in that other one as well. But I have her in there with the ocean. How deep is the ocean? We have some pretty cool spreads here. This notes, I have all kinds of stuff tucked in here. Little notes that my husband left me. Notes that I find, stuff from my little girl, things that people send me. I like shove them all in these little packs. Oils. And then sometimes just chaos. So in here, I had a Beetlejuice tag. So I made a little fun Beetlejuice thing with that. I loved her face, so I just put boy bye. These are some little random postcards and stuff that I got. This is from the, oh my god, writer. Is it the Marseille? Wait, the writer Marseille? What is it called? What is it called? God dog it. The writer Marseille. I literally just used that deck like yesterday. I'm like, the one that's mixed with both. That's from those. I just kind of cut this one out. This is a lot of hen scratch from a reading that I got. Just some pretty pages with cards on it. I have a lot of quotes or song lyrics, things like that. Talked about our king cake. I love to put all kinds of weird different pages in these. Just kind of whatever I find cool. We have some spells, some travel spells. I love this vellum. I did incorporate, and I incorporated in my new one, where I'll actually take envelopes, as you saw before, but like I'll actually just sew them in there with everything else, so I don't have to make pockets. They're just pockets. It's me and my mom. Me and my mom. So that's her Joan Jett haircut. And then we have some postcards that I got with the Winnie the Pooh deck. Kind of all shoved in there. Write about the different times. I made a lot of pieces of art in here. What's in here? I think this is just some more, notes and cards. Things that I've, like, literally my hand scratch, like, notes that I've taken from different readings or different things that I'm learning or just, like, random stuff that I want to know or want to remember or that I tried, where I don't really have to, like, okay, a lot of times I'm like, oh, I want to do that so I can, like, take the time and, like, rewrite it and put it in here. Most of the time I don't. I do that. I shove it in there, and then I have my notes. I'm not going to rewrite it. It's there already. I'm not going to do it. I loved doing this so much. Talk about blood and spells. So you can see there's still quite a bit of witchery in this one that I go through, and I have a lot of that in there. It does kind of evolve a little further down, but there's always that in there. So like I still say it's like a book of shadows, or things that you would normally put in a grimoire or things like that. So it's not only stuff that I work on and talk about, but stuff that's like references that I talk about, but also it's art and it's life and it's fun. So, and it's beautiful sometimes. Sometimes it looks like crazy trash and other times it looks beautiful, but that's what it's supposed to be. We have little poetry here. Stuff. What do I have right here? Journey begins here. I don't know. We have bug baths though. Just some random writing here. It's about things that I talk about with my friends, our readings, things like that. I have my cicada. I've been loving doing this like almost like cutout stuff, but these are from those big sticker books. I'll try to remember to link them down below. I have a few of them. I have like the Imaginarium, the book one. I have the botanical one and like the antique one. I don't know. I'll try to remember to put those in there because a lot of the stickers come from there. And so I like to use those. They're a lot of fun to play around with. Mushroom magic, cannabis magic, more quotes, and then like I have this like little homestead project, but also like some home protection wards that I'll get from like random places, and I'll just like tuck it in there. Scarabs. This was a study on judgment. I have quite a few pages on that, and then I made a judgment card. I think I've shown this before, but it's just, let me untack it. I have my feather on the other side, so I'm being careful because that's sewn onto this. No. Oh, hold please. Okay. So I have my judgment card that I made and painted. Like I painted a lot of the bottom and I painted this on there. I used just like collage cutouts and stuff like that to where I kind of made my own. Kind of mimicked the judgment card. This, like I said, I collect feathers. I have a bunch of feathers. That's kind of like my thing. I find them everywhere. Oh look, there's one right here. I even talk about feathers. This one I found in the water when I was with my little girl. We were in, I think Orange Beach, and I turned around and it was floating right beside me in the water. So I snatched that and I put it on there with some wax. I made little poems. I have my little crocodile, my little alligator. But this one I have it sewn on there, and then a quote. So I have these, and then I just kind of pin them and tuck them, and that's why it gets so big and bulky, because I have so much like extra stuff in there. My other signature comes in. Little writings. I made a little pocket. I love this page so much. This skull is just the coolest thing. And I printed it out and I cut it out, and then I decorated the whole thing. I just thought it was so cool. A little note that I received. And just some little randoms. Got Marie Laveau down there. Readings that I've done. I have those. I take pictures sometimes. Another quote. This one's from Emily Dickinson. I have Ernest Gaines about Louisiana. Got a lot of Louisiana pages. More readings. I have this attached. This is like crazy attached. I have a little Fool card right here. This is from the Nameless one. And then some different cards. Can you guess who that's from? I do also love taking, I drew that. This is on the back. I didn't draw, but I painted it. When I have old book pages, sometimes I'll literally make a poem out of the words that are on the page. So I've done that, I think, a few times through this. This is a tarot portal. I use the tarot activity book, which I am obsessed with. I use it all the time. And so a lot of times I'll do like the tarot activities and then I'll write about them, or I'll put something. This one actually you had to kind of create a portal for your card that you pulled. And so I pulled from the Zeke's Arcana and I took a copy of this. That way I know what it was for, and I kind of wrote a little bit about it. Sewing, wrote a little bit about that. Have like poetry here, things that I've collected. More quotes. Louisiana. Posted stuff on here. Just a little quote at the bottom. It says, it is no bad thing to celebrate a simple life. A Tolkien quote. Now we got the Rougarou in here. I thought this was really cool, so I put him inside this little, I don't know, bubble jar thing. Some stickers that were on the cryptid oracle box that I literally like cut out and pasted on there. Talked about the Rougarou with, of course, our Louisiana trees right here. My Lenormand Grand Tableau that with all the houses kind of set. So that's always fun. Again, I use a lot of these as reference, so I'll be able to take it out, and because they're so big and chunky, I can lay it. It doesn't move. Unless it's way towards the bottom, but something like this, I can literally open it up and have it beside me. This one I usually keep on my altar. It has my French, some of my French prayers in there, so I can always follow along if I need, when I'm doing altar work and things like that. So I also just love how these can just like lay flat. So again, it just kind of solidifies the fact that, you know, I started out with books that were already bound that I would write in, and now I just create my own so that I can make it more usable for me in whatever way, shape, or form that looks. A lot of people like to use binders so they can take in, like, put in, take out, rearrange, stuff like that. I don't really care. Obviously, I don't have a table of contents or anything. I considered that, but I'm too chaotic. And I know that about myself. But I'll be like, oh, I know it's in this book. I think it's on a page that looks like this. You know? But that's how my brain works. It's how it's always worked. Like, I can still remember, I'm like, oh, I think I have this in my old journal that has Kurt Cobain and a Nirvana sticker on the cover. And, you know, or this one's in the one that I drew the inside of the Eminem pill on, like the Eminem CD. So you could tell how old that was. That was back in early 2000s. But I'm like, I think it's in that journal. Like, I don't know why my brain will latch onto things like that. So I never usually mess with table of contents or putting stuff in order or anything like that, because my brain doesn't work like that. I'm going to open the page. Sometimes I'll even like open it at the end. I want it on a page like this, or I want it, you know, here. And so table of contents usually doesn't work for me. I could probably go back and set those things, but will I? No, I won't. So in here I do have, like, I literally have keepsakes. This is just an old envelope that I decorated and stuck on there, and it's got readings and things that I wanted to remember, and postcards, tickets from things that we've done. Again, I have a lot of places to shove stuff. Sassy Dragons. Again, postcards and things that I've gotten. I think this is some more Lenormand stuff. Is it? Yes. So like little Lenormand notes that I have printed out. I'll stick that in there. This is like from an old Mardi Gras mask thing. Big quotes. I put paint all over. Collages. I literally stapled this in. So sometimes you just, hey, I want this right there. I'll just staple it. Staple all that. This is a drawing of my, this was a super cute little card from Like, look how pretty. From my sister-in-law to my little girl. So she had it drawn of them on the couch. It was so cute. My Eat More Gumbo. This is like another little letter that someone sent me that I have kind of tucked away in there. I even decorated the outside. Stickers everywhere. A little blurb about the devil. This is from the Northern Animal Tarot. Tarot questions. This was a really cool tarot activity from the tarot activity book where you pick cards and then you create questions based on those cards themselves and like what's in it. So it depends on the deck that you have. It was so much fun. I did that with my members. So I stick those in there. Ancestor work. Then I did a little study on Mars in my chart, the I act, all the things that kind of correspond, and then I actually have like some things that I like printed out that represent him. Got stuff about oranges, just a fun page. It's some trash, so just a reminder, stay trashy. This is another one of the book pages that I created like poetry with, spreads, big stickers, music, all the CDs, y'all. Okay, so my truck, the truck that I have now is like, I was like, I want an older, like a bit of an older truck, like not old just yet. I do want to get one from like the 90s, but we're gonna wait on that for now. But I did get one from 2018, and she got a CD player. So I got to bust out all my old CDs, like legit, like the CDs that I burned, like pirating style from like LimeWire and shit. I went and I dug in my closet and I found my old CDs that I have been playing and like listening to the old mixes that I put together. I've always obviously been chaotic. The stuff that is on there is just wild. Like, why did I think this went together? I don't necessarily think I did. I was just like, I'm going to shove everything on there. Anyway. So when I saw these old CDs in probably a magazine or something, I was like, yeah, we putting that in there. This is actually a little card, but it has a pendulum. It's like a little pendulum board that goes on there. We got some stuff here about grief and loss. A body scan. I found this like picture, so I did a whole body scan on it. You can see I have a lot of stuff covered. She holds a lot. She holds a lot of energy, this one. This Back to Ease, Please. Again, found it in a magazine. Use some actual colors, like not markers, not colored pencils. Use some wax crayons to color, because I just needed to color. Stuff that I got from people. Just all these things. One of my favorite, I love this picture, this Wheel of Fortune. So cute. All kinds of cords, all kinds of cords and stuff. Stickers that just kind of decorate. Water blessings. This is some stuff that from our Mardi Gras, our tickets from our balls, and things like that. Talk about ghosts here. Just like a fun collage. See, you can start to see that I started to allow myself to just, if I felt like just creating a decorated page and writing a little bit, then that's what I did. If I felt like I wanted this quote and then I wanted to create a whole spread with that, I did that. I didn't keep it as like, this has to be only this. I really started to evolve in it as time kind of went on. StarCon. So you can literally start to see where that kind of like junk journal-esque comes in, where I took my StarCon, I want to say pamphlet. It was almost like a little book or whatever program. And I like cut stuff out. This is from Marion. Marion had a spread in there. So if you guys don't know Marion, I'm going to try to remember to link her down below. Love Marion. So good. Lisa presented. I have that written in there. This is from the Manatee place that we went to. I have my actual StarCon badge. Do you want to see? Do you want to see my my person picture? There I am. Oh, can you see it? There it is. In my overalls. But we did get a tarot charm set. That's actually right here in our StarCon bag, which is so awesome. It literally has um, a charm that represents every major arcana in the tarot, and then there's like a set of numbers, and then there's a set of like swords, cups, wands, like little charms to represent everything. It's so stinking cute. I absolutely loved it. So I kind of started putting my memories and things like that in here as well. We have some symbolism that I threw in here. Again, just like quotes and pretty things, just collaging and stuff like I used to do. Some Alice. This is from packaging that I had. So I just thought it was like super cute packaging. So I decided to cut it all up and put it all in there because it was fun. Some things I didn't do anything for. I have this like really cool infinity that has like all the ants walking on it. So I kind of left that. And you know, you gotta have fun sometimes. I just love the look on his face. Can y'all see this? She's so heavy, y'all. I can't even lie. Look at that. I thought it was funny. So I did it. Again, I love taking these, like, I have this whole book. It's like, I always say his name wrong. Is it like Tim? Wait, is this from him? Tim Holtz. Like, he does like the distress inks and stuff like that, but he has books with all kinds of sayings on it. And so I have some, and then I'll just take them and I'll make poetry out of them. I did that with the alligator up in the front. This was from an oracle that I got, and it's like a love bath potion, which is super cool. This is from Mystic Masters. I had a print, and so I just tore it up a bit and I put the world in there. This is from our cruise, some of our tickets. I wrote a little bit about it, just kind of put some random stuff. This is the Descent, Persephone and Hades. Persephone is one of those energies that I'm always drawn to. And there was a poem that I saw, but I was like, it needs some tweaking to fit that energy that I really want. So I like took that and I kind of reworded it, and I stuck it in here and kind of made something for it. Found an actual drawing that really spoke to me for it, and then just kind of created it all around that. In here, there's some more stuff that I kind of took note on, or that I wrote that was like kind of whatever. And we'll just say that it was just kind of whatever. Postcards from my friends, an index card for some runes, and just some, I guess they were called cards. What were they called? I have it down here. I don't use them as actual like oracles or anymore. I just kind of use them in this way, or to like send to people. Truth bombs. These were by Danielle Laporte. They were just huge decks, and it's just this. It's like just writing with a magic marker on a card. But they're really good for just like random stuff. And this is uncertainty is the key to creativity. Like right here, lack of passion is fatal. I have right here on my board that's next to me. And then I did some fairy work, and so I thought Be Willing to Bite was pretty good to have in there. Again, some more stuff. This is from Linen. These are this page here and this little piece here are just little things that Linen painted when she was little. And so I incorporate usually something from her, whether it be something she wrote for me, something she drew for me, something she painted. I like to incorporate something of her in every book that I have. And so with this one, I have this here that's kind of covering some stuff. And then this I actually used as a whole page. I have a burn tube that I talk about here, and how to use that. I got the Hermit, Thinking Magic, kind of tied up some of the stuff that I wrote here. You can tell I went through and I found a few of those that I really liked. No. I was like, do I have something under there? But no, I glued it down. Just this. Again, some more like collage stuff that I created in here. There's more. I have stuff from 3 Trees in there. Old books, things that I write about. I often like to, I will sometimes have these things where like, this one, the silk stockings that I have up at the beginning, I had this weird I don't know. I really hate to call it a vision because it just sounds a little too woo woo for me. But I really don't know how else to describe it. Like this thing that just kept popping up in my head. I kept seeing the same space, these same things, these like old stockings, this like room. I know the way it felt. I couldn't tell if I was in it, if I was observing it, if I was it was very mystifying to me. So I write about it. And I kind of tuck those in there, and then I can always go back and like pull spreads on it or talk to my friends about it or kind of explore it a little bit more. So anytime something like that happens or something like really pops out to me, I'll usually write it in there. This is just again something that someone sent me, and then I loved this. This is, of course, I have the bottom perception is everything, but I had it was like a Halloween style little like book that I got on Amazon. It did look like it was printed and it did feel like it was printed on like printer paper, but I still really liked what it had in there. And this was one of the pages and I just really liked it as, you know, a center page. So I didn't do much because I just wanted it in there. Little about fear. This is a quote from one of the Dune books. And then I talk about fear here. This is some astrology stuff. I also have some Tree of Life stuff that's kind of tucked in here. Things like that. Some more astrology. I think this just kind of unfolds. Yeah. With just more astrology stuff. So just things I'm trying to keep pinned. Again, little notes. This is a quote, but the moon here. I did a little deep dive on Artemis. That's all here. Cleansing with the wind. Now this one, this is the other side of Lennon's page. This little chunk has a lot of whatever in it. A lot of stuff in it. This here too, we have some poetry here that's kind of all pumped up in here. This was so much fun. I found a little Wheel of Fortune and I put a moving little arrow on it and have this like funny little fortune teller in here. I think I found this on maybe on Pinterest. They had a whole bunch of them, but I just love the look of this one. And it says like really funny stuff like blondes prefer you. A shoestring will be the start of your luck. The movies hold a great career for you. Saving string will make you rich. With your voice, be an auctioneer. Like, just like the most random and like just funny stuff. So I thought this was great. So you can like spin and find your fortune. Now it's been in this heavy book for a while, so it's not as loose as it was. It was loose and I could like flick it. I mean, you can still flick it, but it's not, it doesn't spin like it did because this is heavy. It's heavy. Some more little things that people wrote to me. Thing with my playing card stuff in there. That's my actual title card for my playing cards that I have in there. And then just a little blip here, a quote here. And then, I love, this is from a picture of Dorian Gray. And that's one of my favorite books. I love that book. And then we have Fini. C'est tout. Clotio, she's done. That's my big chonker. So as you can see, like, I feel like it's similar, but they're starting to evolve into a little bit of a different space for me. And I'm really just enjoying how my journals are kind of taking on a life of their own a lot more, very similar to what I used to do as a kid, only more so, you know, because it still has my witchery in there. It has just so much stuff, art and artistic things and personal things and witchery and all the things kind of combined into one. So this was my year. Did you see how how much that made that move? So I loved her, and I love her. There's still some references that I will use in here. I keep these all around me. But like I said, this one right now is the one that stays on my altar because it does have a lot of my ritual stuff in it. So let me show you real quick my newest one. It's brand new. I just made it. I mean, I already started putting stuff in it, but I'm really excited about this one. So this is my newest creation. This Tijon. I did not draw this. This is on this book. This is an old book that I got at a thrift store. The Edge of Day. I use a lot of the images and pictures from this. I dyed a lot of the pages from this. I still have a big chunk of them, but I took the whole book apart. It's got some really cool sketches in the same kind of look, and so it was really fun to use some of those pages in here. I think I used maybe like one. Oh yeah, you can see one. That's one. It had just really cool sketches, but I used a lot of those with my dyed paper. So I do have a couple of those in there, but this was a really fun book, and I just thought it would fit this perfectly. I'm curious to see how it's going to grow and expand, because it starts out small. Most of them do, but it does have 3 signatures. I try not to pack it too full, but I still put a lot of pages in there. It says ma lâche pas, which means don't let go. A lot of people say lâche pas la patate, which is don't let go of the potato, but it still means the same thing to us Cajuns, which is, don't let go of our culture, don't let go of our language, things like that. So we have ça c'est lâche pas, BRB, my bad. Okay, so I have my little charm down here. This is another Minerva charm. You may have seen it on this one. She's right here. I had another one, and I just thought that it needed to be here. It just needed to be with me. I was looking to see, I'm like, what kind of charm do I want? A little charm? Do I want something to put right there? And like, I love her, and I want her with me always, so I have that there. I also glued in, it's coming undone, because this book was really, really old. But I glued in, come here, baby. Just a little thing. I could have did it in the center, but I was trying to get it to stay here, but it won't. I might try to glue it again. I don't really care. It's sewn in there. It's not going anywhere. That's okay. So I have my opening page that I did, just like a full collage, and then just like doodled all around it. Can't talk. This one I wanted to, as you can kind of see, I put it right at the edge because I really wanted to have like tabs and just like all kinds of stuff kind of flowing out, because I love the look. I think it's fun. So I did it this way for this book. So I actually have a hardcover. We'll see how that goes this time. I'm curious. But yeah, I kind of started to create in it already. Got book pages, all kinds of stuff. This is what they look like before I start my BS in there. Look how nice and neat. It won't stay this way. I even have a lâche pas right here with the Acadian flag, because I found this in this book. Where's it at? This little owl. And if you watch my journal, the one that I showed, the journals that I made, I actually made a journal out of this book. But within there, I found this little quote that says, because the words have been forgotten. And I thought that that was important. So I put my lâche pas and I wrote a little bit and have that there. But I do have a Hieronymus Bosch from a book that I had. So I had to put that in there. Sometimes I just want stuff in my book, right? Like my skull from the other one. I really like it. So I just kind of want it in there. I might not do anything on that page at all, but like it's there. Yeah, so I just have a lot of little pages. I even put, look, that's a little Knight of Wands from Sassy Dragons. He's in there already. I decorated the actual signatures here. What's your luck? Ça c'est bonne chance. Ça c'est bête aux autres. So I have a lot of French stuff that's probably going to go in here. I am doing Cajun lessons. I'm regaining that accent, regaining my culture, regaining my words. So I'm hoping to have a lot of that in here. So again, I'm kind of letting that evolve wherever it wants to go. So if it's just to create, to write down some French, to talk about myself, to talk about my witchcraft, to talk about whatever, I'm really kind of letting this evolve however and whatever it's going to look like at the end. And that was kind of the point of this one, to not kind of put what needs to be in here, but just really let this one evolve in whatever way, shape, or form that it will. But I have found myself being really drawn to like starting and working on pages immediately in this one, where sometimes it takes me a little while. I make it, I'm like, I feel it out, what do I want to put in there, what do I want to do? And I haven't done that with this one. I've literally just gone in and just like, I want to put something on this page, and I just do it. Like, this is the first thing I did, just right in the center. I was like, this is what I want to do. You know, and I've kind of hopped around. I did the first page, obviously, but like, that was only because I just felt that it was a perfect place to put my morning glories. But yeah, so I have like papers from magazines that I even glued stuff on, but oh, ew, David. This is an actual envelope that I sewed inside, and I decorated the whole envelope already. And I found a statue, and so I put, ew, David, because I thought it was funny. What news? Little sticker from that little book. Just all different types of pages, but a lot of space to write. This is one that I actually drew, and then I printed with, on this black page with printer ink, and then heated it, laid foil on top. And so now I have, you can see the sheen on there. So that's my Ouija board in the center with my drawings on there. Super fun. I put some little tabs. I have some fold out sheets on this one. So I just kind of wanted to show what it looks like to start one of my books. Oh, I put some little faces on this one. That's part of the envelope. So I may leave it like that. I may add on. Like, sometimes I'll add on to the pages as I go. So I'll do that. So we have all these. And then for my final signature, this was just a torn page, so I just glued a piece on. This is actual watercolor paper that I did boiled. Like, I boiled this paper with, I think you can see, but with a bunch of leaves and stuff. This one was light compared to some of the other ones that I did. But I thought it was really cool. And then I like that it's watercolor paper, so I can actually do my paint on there and it won't warp it. I don't mind things being warped. I know sometimes, you know, when you use wet glue, like your Mod Podge or your regular, like, school glue or whatever, it wrinkles the pages anyway. So I don't hold anything too precious. I don't care all that much. But sometimes I do like to paint, and I would actually like to use like watercolor and not have the whole page just kind of gunk up on me. So I definitely put one of these in there just to kind of play with. More dyed pages and dyed paper. This is another envelope that I used, but I just kind of painted the top just like a cursory paint. And then I'll probably make something out of this. Old books that have pictures. Oh, this was from the, oh, why can't I think of anything's name? This is from the indie version of, why do I want to say herbology? God dog it. What is the name? Hedge Witch Oracle. I got the indie version, and then I eventually got it in the mass market that actually has the oracle words on there on the front. But when I got it from the creator, I got sent a postcard. You'll see the other part where she like, oh yeah, wrote something to me. But I loved the look, so I just stuck it in there. So we're just going to have that in there. See, I just painted pages. So yeah, I also have the spine on my spine because it was cool. But yeah, so this is where I'm starting from. This is the other side of that envelope. But I tell you what, if you take tissue paper and put it over, it looks like it was actually printed on there. So a really fun way to decorate a page is by using tissue paper. You can also do it with, like, if you take apart napkins that are printed, if you take them apart, because a lot of times they have another layer so you can see it really well, take it apart, put some Mod Podge on there, and like set it on it. This literally looks like it was printed on there. Like, it's bananas. I love it. So I often keep, if like creators have tissue paper in with their decks and stuff that are I keep that and I use it for stuff like this because I think it's so much fun. It's so much fun. So anyway, I have that on there. But yeah, this is my newest one. This is where I'm at right now, and this is what's going to be created. I don't know how long this is going to take me. I feel like I don't have an incredible amount, again, because it is hardcover. I wanted to make sure that I would have enough space. I mean, it's going to still open, but I don't know how long this one's going to take me. I'm just kind of allowing it to flow, but I will say that I've been called to work with it almost every day. So I will, and I'll allow this to evolve. And so I will continue onwards and upwards, creating this and continuing to put in whatever feels right. And so that's my little update. That's my Witchy Journal update, my newest one, and the completion of my other one over the past year. So I hope you guys enjoyed looking at all my chaos with me. And yeah, we'll be back very soon. If you are looking for anything, I'll try to put the stuff that I mentioned down below. Of course, if you're looking for me, I have all my other socials, links to my decks, my readings, my Etsy, which just watch. I don't always have stuff, a lot of stuff on my Etsy, but then I'll make a couple of things and then I'll throw it on there. So if you're ever interested, that is down there. But yeah, all my stuff's down there. We'll see you guys very soon. I'm sending you all my love. Mwah! Later, Gators.